רגע, I didn't share, right? Just a moment. Okay. Now, can you see this?
Yes.
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 Yeah.
I always open it to me and then I start to talk and then just a moment, I arrange you on my screen. There. So there is a special interesting phrase, I think, in Hebrew about someone who dies, okay? Who halach leolamo. Now we say halach leolamo or niftar in Hebrew, but oh, רגע, this was supposed, you weren't supposed to see this. Now the phrase is ne'esaf el amam. Okay. Now this phrase is quite special, and look at, and it was said about only our avot, our fathers, and Ishmael. Okay. And well, I collected it's not the Bible doesn't use it everywhere. So we have it, Ne'esaf el amav, and look at the translation is interesting also, gathered to his people. And okay, maybe we'll read the few verses. Judy, would you like to read this from?
Abraham expired
Yes.
and died in a good old age. And old man,
You see this?
full of
Yes. Did you want me to read?
Yes, all the verses about this verse. Phrase, sorry.
So we start with Genesis chapter 25. And Abraham expired and died in a good old age, an old man and full of years, and was gathered to his people.
And then,
And these are the years of the life of Ishmael, 137 years. And he expired and died, and was gathered unto his people.
yes, now.
And then, and Isaac expired and died, and was gathered unto his people, old and full of days. And Esau and Jacob his sons buried him.
And then
when-
Yaakov.
And when Jacob made an end of charging his sons, he gathered up his feet into the bed and expired, and was gathered unto his people.
And then we get to the verse that we read last time about, this is why I brought it today. Can you read?
Aaron shall be gathered unto his people, for he shall not enter into the land which I have given unto the children of Israel, because ye rebelled against my word at the waters of Meribah.
Okay. And then the last one that is this expression is written on is Moses.
And the Lord spoke unto Moses that selfsame day, saying, Get thee up into the mountain of Abiram, unto Mount Nebo, which is in the land of Moab, that is over against Jericho, and behold the land of Canaan, which I give unto the children of Israel for a possession, and die in the mount whither thou goest up, and be gathered unto thy people, as Aaron thy brother died in Mount Hor, and was gathered unto his people.
Thank you. So we see that this verse is, and I collected all the verses that are with this expression. And remember that in Vaikra and also in Numbers, we have a few times the expression was cut off from his people. Remember this? Because if he does this and that, he will be cut off. So it's like the opposite of gather gather with his people. Now, we always understood to be cut off from your people is to be discarded or to be while you are alive. This is what we understood. But what I read is it's like that to be cut off is maybe not all the time when you're alive. And I mean, after that, the good way of dying is to be gathered to his people of the dead. But when something is wrong, he will be cut off from his people. Maybe I can read. The meaning is that after the dead person will reunited with his ancestors. This is in contrast to the expression "and be cut off from your people," in which the union with the ancestors will not take place. Okay.
Or
this is
can
by-
we see what is written of Avraham?
אתה רוצה לראות את זה שוב?
Yes, if,
כן, הנה.
because Avraham was the first, so what is Vayasef el Amav? Who's the Amav of Avraham?
I think Amav is his I mean, you say his, well, this is his ancestors are not only
Is
the nation,
yes.
his people. You understood what Yossi said?
Yeah.
Because Avram was, what is the Amav of Avram? Avram was the first.
Amav it's generally El Avutav, Vayasef el Avutav. It's is written. Who is Avraham Avutav?
No,
Or
but here, this is the thing that it is about Vayasef el Amav, Vayasef el Amav.
All right.
But it's an
but it's-
interesting, yes.
It
So-
sounds to me like sort of becoming part of one's people,
Yes.
past, present, future.
Also present and future. Okay, but so we can understand these ancestors or people like Am, not.
אני רוצה משהו להוסיף אם אפשר. I think that El Amav means like a cemetery, a place who the people, these people, Israeli people are נקברו,
Yeah,
זאת אומרת,
so you think it's the place? You think it's the place?
in Faiz, נו, זה מדגיש, in Faiz is the place when these people, Israeli people, is איך אומרים bird.
Really? Okay.
זה
I
כאילו,
didn't know
זה
this.
רמז, אני חושבת על זה רמז לאותו מקום, איפה שהעם היו, אפשר קוברים כמו בית קברות, מקום מיוחד, וזה נמשך עד היום. אני חושבת, ככה. כי כשאמרו...
So Rivka talks about Amav means the place of the Jewish people when they are buried, if I understand.
If we think about it, Sarah died before Abraham,
Yes.
so he could be at that point reunited with Sarah.
מה? לא
Okay,
הבנתי.
הנה. This
But
is
it's
answer
also,
for your.
it's like, this is a euphemism.
and what's written about Sarah, Rivka?
No,
Okay.
it's not written.
Sarah, it's written. Vayuchai Sarah, not more.
Okay,
Not
Vayuchai Sarah.
nothing about.
No.
dead.
This expression was not written on women and on other men in the Torah, in the Bible.
But this is also, it's a comfort. It's a comforting expression to give
Yes,
comfort to the
I
mourners.
agree.
It's
I agree.
a euphemism to
Yes,
make people feel like you've lost somebody who is important to you.
Yeah.
And so it should be a comfort to you that that person is now with their loved ones or
Yes,
people
yes.
who came
It's a
before.
very,
So it's-
I thought I agree. It's a very respectful expression. It's not like, it's not only was dead or died or something like that. Yes. So I brought here.
Can I say one thing? Can I say one
Yeah,
thing?
sure. רגע,
I'm so sorry. I hope I didn't have too much
רגע,
noise here.
Jean,
But
who is
I'm
talking?
just taking
Jeannie?
this course.
Jeannie?
Yeah, Jeannie. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So what?
So okay. So I just want to say one thing, which maybe is all understood by all of you anyway, but that in the time of Abraham and in ancient times, how they buried people, they would anoint the body, and when the flesh would fall away, they would put the bones into the bones of the fathers, like in Beit Sha'arim.
I can't hear you very well.
Oh.
Can
okay.
you, did you hear Ginny?
So, now
Hi.
can you hear me? Now it's okay? Is it better?
ג'יני, הסאונד לא כל כך טוב. יש לך מין הפרעה כזאת בסאונד.
Okay, well then that's okay. I'll tell you, say something later or just don't say it. It's okay. Another time. Okay.
But try to fix it. Maybe leave the room and then go back again, because sometimes.
Okay, fine. I'll be back in my room in 5 minutes.
Yeah. Okay.
Fine. Okay, thanks.
Sorry.
Sorry. Bye-bye.
Ruth,
Bye.
what did
There's
you want to
something
ask?
about anointing the body and something.
Wait.
Okay.
Ruth?
Okay, I'm thinking, I think it's a lovely idea, being gathered unto your people, and I'm wondering if it has to do with more modern practices of who can and cannot be buried in a Jewish cemetery. Somebody was talking about the cemetery, that sometimes, for example, when someone is ostracized or thrown out of the Jewish community, let's say, I think Spinoza was ostracized for his beliefs, that then they cannot be buried in a Jewish cemetery. Or if someone maybe marries a non-Jew, maybe among the Datim, they cannot be buried. So when you're gathered to your people, you can be buried in a Jewish cemetery.
Maybe, yes. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, interesting perspective. And I agree. In any way, I think it's a very positive way. And as Adina said, it's
Beautiful,
comforting and respectful, and something for the other, like not to worry he is with his ancestor. Okay, so these are the cases of the opposite, v'nichrat me'amar, but we will not read them all. I just wanted to show you the idea. But in later books in the Bible, this expression does not appear anymore. And look, they used slept with his fathers. Look at David, for example. John, can you read this? Like, for example, about
sorry. And David slept with his fathers and was buried in the city of David.
And
Abijam slept with his fathers, and they buried him in the city of David. And Asa, his son, reigned in his stead.
Yes.
And Asa slept with his fathers and was buried with his fathers in the city of David, his father, and Jehoshaphat, his son, reigned in his stead.
Thank you. And it goes on and on. Okay, also Jehoshaphat.
Lishkov is not necessarily slept. It's lay down with. So it could be more literal in the sense of they actually buried him with his fathers.
Yes, you're right. I mean, I will ask you, if to sleep in English means only to lishon or also to lishkav? Only lishkav?
It's only lishkav in a sexual connotation.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's either to sleep or to have sexual relations, but not just to lie down.
I see. Okay. So here, here's the Vayishkav David im avotav. This is how they. Maybe you have other translations in your books.
Kings 2.
I don't know.
Just a second.
This is also giving a sense of
1 Kings chapter 2.
history or continuity from one generation to the next, that David slept with his fathers, and now David's son, grandson, whatever,
and also
now joining his ancestors, but we're continuing because then his son reigned after him. So
You
it's
know-
giving us a connection to our own history.
Yes,
And-
and what these expressions make me think is, Vayasef el avotav is like embracing. He's being embraced by his ancestors, and Vayishkav is been תנוח על משכבך בשלום, זאת אומרת,
כן.
more resting, but it's
Yeah.
all very positive.
יש
רבקה,
פה
את-
משהו יפה שאני קוראת, יש כאילו a development of the way they board people. The first is with his people. After that, with his fathers, אבותיו. And later we have ויאספו עצמותם. כלומר, יש פה איזושהי התפתחות, קשה לי להגיד את זה בעברית, יש פה התפתחות של דורות, איך קברו, איך אספו. בהתחלה, כמו סימטרי כזה, אחר כך עם האבות, שכאילו מערות של רק המשפחה, ואחר כך יעצמו אבותיו, עצמותיו, כי היו שמים אותם במערה, וכשהתייבשו עם העצמות.
Rivka tells us about that she thinks there is some kind of a development in the idea of pairing, and first with the ancestors and people, and then with more close family like fathers, and then the bones on.
בעתיד נקרא את זה.
All of
okay.
these
עצמותיו.
traditions,
Their
Yes, his bones.
bones.
Okay.
They gathered the bones of people. They gathered them,
Gathered.
bones.
Okay.
all of these traditions continue in Western culture, though. I mean, if you look at even the last few centuries, you will still have songs like "Will the Circle Be Unbroken," which is about a dead mother being gathered to the family circle. We have the R.I.P. Requiescat in pace, to rest in peace. So it's more like
It's
Nishkov.
in Latin, right?
And certainly on Shakespeare's tomb, there's the whole thing about "Don't move my bones."
הנה,
Well,
רבקה, בשבילך.
We also have in Shemot, when, well, first at the end of Breshit, when they go to bring Yaakov's
To
bones
Egypt.
to be buried back in Canaan.
Yes,
And
yes.
at the beginning of Shemot, they want to bring Yosef's bones
נכון.
with them.
כן, כתוב.
Bury them in
עצמותיו, נכון.
bury his bones in the homeland.
Yes,
When
yes.
we get there,
Yeah, so this is
So-
also, this connects with what Rivka said and what John said.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
I'm back
so,
home. Can I say
And
something?
Ginny, shalom.
I'm back. Okay, hi. Okay, so I'm here. So I'm taking a course on history of the land of Israel. They talked about how when people died, they would anoint the bodies and make them out the slab. And then when the flesh will off the bones, they'll put the bones in a place carved inside a cave where they put the bones of the family. So when they take them together to their parents, they're actually putting the bones with the parents' family's bones.
Yeah.
That's
So
what
it's
you-
also bones with the ancestors together.
Yes, exactly. So
Yes.
therefore you're
The
gathering to your
idea of-
fathers. Yeah.
The idea of not of a circle or not be ununited.
So a
Yes.
family crypt,
Ma? Sorry?
talk about a family crypt. Where,
No, there was like they had like a cave or something dug out of the rock where
Right,
they put all the bones. But I don't know if you call it a crypt. It was maybe that's the right word. I don't know.
I don't know, or a mausoleum.
Mausoleum.
Or
No, it was
the-
much less, but it was much less formal than that. But it was maybe it was the right same idea.
or the
Okay.
burial plot, like the family burial plot, like they have,
נכון, היה חלקת
Yeah.
קבורה, place of burying the family.
right.
Okay, so I think we will go to the living issues. Just a moment. Okay, let's start our chapter of today. John, would you like to continue? You read very little, small part.
I'm switching to a more modern translation then.
Okay, 1, 2, and 3.
When the Canaanite king of Arad, who dwelt in the Negev, learned that Israel was coming by way of Atharim, he engaged Israel in battle and took some of them captive. Then Israel made a vow to the Lord and said, if you deliver this people into our hand, we will proscribe their towns. The Lord heeded Israel's pleas and delivered up the Canaanites, and they and their cities were proscribed. So that place was named Hormah.
Okay, thank you. So there are many things I want to talk about. Maybe I will start in something that Yossi asked last time. They were in Kadesh. In Kadesh, it means the south of the Negev, really in the south of the Negev, okay? So why wouldn't they go just up to the north and enter the land, the promised land like this? I mean, it sounds very logic. Instead, they wanted to go east, and as we read, Edom is in the east and wouldn't let them, so they had to go down to the south to where is Elat of today, and then up to the north by the Jordan side. Now I didn't find an answer yet, Yossi, but I wrote to my I wrote a question to my professor in the university, Professor Itamar Kislev. Let's see what he will answer. But anyway, I thought, okay, maybe they had I mean, north to Kadesh, they were, let's see, I think I have the map. Yes, they had here, this is Kadesh, okay? So they had Amalek and Melech Arad, okay? They had these hostile nations or people. So in the north of Kadesh, so they had to make, they didn't want to fight them, but they had to make, but it's not according to the text. This was an assumption. According to the text, look, Aknani, Melech, the Canaanite, the king of Arad, was going to have a war with Israel, and Israel vowed, and God helped them with this war. So still, okay, God. So you are with me? You understand what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Okay. So
why it's okay.
As a mama, what do you want to say?
It seems that they are go to Canaan now, because they fight the Canaani, and Canaani, they are going to Canaan. So according to the text, now they are, because Israel, the country Israel is not written, not the Bible.
Oh, yes, I understand what you're saying. So you're saying they are already...
They are already in
yes,
Canaan.
I think the idea of the... I think it's not accurate, because here in verse 1, the king of Arad was...
A Knaani, but he was a Knaani.
Yes, the Knaani, the king of Arad, it was a Knaani, attacked Israel. He started the war. So they had to fight against, right? So they fought again, but it wasn't there like it wasn't like when Joshua conquered. So this is another fight, and you're right that this is already Canaan, but I think, well, it's not.
But in 3, it's written Vayachre Mitzrayim v'Etareim.
You see, the Canaan, I think there is a place, a people, Canaan, but all the land had the name of Canaan.
Yeah.
Suppose they were the biggest land, the biggest country.
Canaan is all
Shem
what we
Polel,
know
Shem
about
Polel.
Canaan, what we know as Canaan. But here, I think they mean and they utterly destroyed them and their cities, means that regarding the king of Arad, not more than that. This is what I understand. But you're right that Knani is a general name
of all the land.
Yes. Now I just want to show you something else. The vow that Israel made before going out to fight the Canaanites is based on a common custom of making vows before going to war. And what we know about a famous warrior, Lochem. You remember the tragedy of Iftach? Adina, can you read this? 30 and 31 of Judges.
And
Iftach.
Yiftach vowed a vow unto the Lord and said, if thou wilt indeed deliver the children of Ammon into my hand, then it shall be that whatsoever cometh forth of the doors of my house to meet me, when I return in peace from the children of Ammon, it shall be the Lord's, and I will offer it up for a burnt offering.
Thank you. And we remember the
horrible.
Yeah, the terrible end
But it was his daughter.
Of this vow. It was a daughter, and I didn't want to bring the end of this because it's so sad. Anyway, even the wording. Look, in Hebrew, I will. Okay, Rivka, can you read the Hebrew? איפה רבקה? את איתנו?
כן, אני הלכתי לשתות.
לא, בסדר. את רוצה אני אתן לך לקרוא אחר כך.
אני באה, הנה, אני באתי.
אוקיי. אז, so we will, אני רוצה שתקראי.
which
exactly number 2, and then number 30 here in Iftach, okay? Exactly the same.
Number 2, okay. וידר ישראל נדר לאדוני, ויאמר, אם נתון תיתן את העם הזה בידי, והחרמתי את עריכם.
עריהם, אוקיי.
את עריהם. וישמע, כן?
ואז עכשיו את זה?
אמרתי, וידר יפתח נדר לאדוני, ויאמר, אם נתון תיתן את בני עמון בידי, נו, והיה היוצא אשר יצא בידי.
קראנו את זה, רגע, רבקה.
כן, כן, יופי.
Thank you.
I
just wanted to show you it's a common thing to do before war, and even the words are the same. Okay. Now
we find this kind of thing also in the Odyssey.
So sorry, can you say it again?
We find this kind of thing also in the Odyssey. Homer.
In the
Odyssey.
מה זה Odyssey?
By Homer.
אודיסאה, כן. אוקיי, yeah.
כן, יש תבניות חוזרות בתנ"ך, מעניין.
Yes. I just, let me think. Okay, now. So we understand, according to the first 3 verses, what we understand, that the Israel that went out of Egypt, okay? This Israel conquered and fought and conquered the king of Arad, right? But according to the research, Arad was built only much later. Okay, I will not read it all, but there are 2 possibilities of Arad. It was as a city, it was only in the days of David. And anyway, and I just want to show you something else. In Joshua and in Judges, we have 2 other places that the children of Israel had to conquer Arad. So this is a contradiction with other places in the Bible about Arad, okay? Okay, so there's something maybe a bit special and difficult that I want to show you. We have always to remember that the writing of the Torah or the Bible stories were always many hundreds of years after the occurrences of the events. Okay, so I put here really a scale, very rough scale, okay, of events. We are here. We are about 1300 BCE. This is Living Egypt, around Living Egypt. Okay, about 1300. Nobody knows exactly when. There are. I found few dates, few different, but it's around this date.
Okay.
Now, after the period of Joshua, we have the judges, okay, Shoftim, and then we have King David in about 1000, okay. So, and the judges is about 300 years, something like that, and then the Torah was started to, I mean, the writing of the Torah took maybe 600 years. Everything, the collecting of the stories, the editing, the reviewing and all that, it's about here. And all other, the Torah was the first, okay? The Torah, I mean, the 5 books, all the Torah, okay? The 5 books that we know. And all the other books started later, like here, about 600 and even later.
Esther,
Yes, of course, we have
Megillot.
the Second Temple. So we have the Persian period, we have Esther, we have Kohelet. Many books of the Bible were written in the period of the Second Temple. And also because the scripture in Israel was developed, quite developed, not like here. It wasn't developed yet. So why I'm telling you all this? Because it might be the possibility that the people here that talked about events that happened here, they could say one author said that Israel of the nation that left Egypt took Arad, and another said that Arad was taken by Joshua and by later by Yehuda in the time of the judges. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's not very.
2 times. יכול להיות שפעמיים כבשו את ערד.
Of course. This is why we have. Of course, it is twice and sometimes 3 times. This is why we have in the Bible many contradictions, many things that if we connect, we say we don't understand. I mean, this says this and this. Okay.
We say נסביר להם, אין מוקדם ומאוחר בתנ"ך. There is no.
Okay.
המשפט הזה מאוד.
Rivka is bringing us Chazal, and this is very good, Rivka. Thank you. אין מוקדם ומאוחר בתורה is a nice, in my opinion, it's a nice formula to figure out everything. I mean, when you have problems in the text, all you say is אין מוקדם ומאוחר בתורה, and this solves everything. Okay, but you're right. This is exactly the cases that we say אין מוקדם ומאוחר בתורה. Okay, so this is only what I wanted to say about this, and let's continue. Adina, would you like to read? Rega, Adina, you read. Okay, read a little bit more.
Okay.
So 4 until 9.
9, okay. And they journeyed from Mount Hor by the way to the Red Sea to compass the land of Edom. And the soul of the people became impatient because of the way. And the people spoke against God and against Moses. Wherefore have you brought us out of Egypt to die in the wilderness? For there is no bread and there is no water, and our soul loatheth this like bread. And the Lord sent fiery serpents among the people, and they bit the people, and much people of Israel died. And the people came to Moses and said, "We have sinned because we have spoken against the Lord and against thee. Pray unto the Lord that he take away the serpents from us." And Moses prayed for the people. And the Lord said unto Moses, "Make thee a fiery serpent and set it upon a pole. And it shall come to pass that everyone that is bitten, when he seeth it, shall live." And Moses made a serpent of brass and set it upon the pole. And it came to pass that if a serpent had bitten any man, when he looked unto the serpent of brass, he lived.
Thank you.
And here we are
Again.
fetching again. A nation of fetches.
Yes. Well, I think when I read this, I thought, okay, they repeat themselves, but God has every time a new idea of punishment.
Okay. We
The
have
complaints are the same, but the punishments are not.
So God is the original one. We are just copycat.
Thirsty and hungry and yeah.
We have here another thing with homeopathic. The serpent, נכון? אני אקרא את הדברים בעברית.
רגע, תגידי.
Homeopathic, yeah.
העם נענש בשרפים, והוא בנחש, והוא קיבל, הוא נענש בשרף. And the same thing we had with פרה אדומה. האפר של פרה אדומה, שהוא טמא, חיטא את הכהן כי יטמא. מאוד מעניין. יש לנו פה שני מקרים שאני עכשיו, בשיעור שלנו ראינו על פרה אדומה.
נכון.
אז יש פה הומאופתיה בשני המקרים.
homeopathy because of the remedy.
שרפים ושרף.
Yes, don't you?
No, וההנחה של
copper snake
is the symbol for medicine.
Yes.
What is symbol for medicine?
The snake, זה הסמל של הרפואה.
Oh, that's right.
But I believe it comes from this and not the
Yes,
opposite.
yes.
Yes.
It's come from him. And it's very interesting why the snake is the symbol of medicine.
Yes, maybe they use the poison, of course, in different concentrations and other to remedy things. Maybe something, but I really don't know about anything.
In the Hertz, it talks about that when they looked at the brass snake,
yeah,
then they were looking up and believing in God. And when they looked away, they didn't believe in God, and that's when they died. But when they looked at the snake and they believed that they were going to be cured, then they were putting their faith in God, and that's why they lived.
I see.
Okay.
There is in Rashi, it's written very nice. There is another place when they war with Amalek, as Moshe stayed on the mount and Hur and
every time he
remember, and they ever looked to Moshe and it's written there, וכי ידיו של משה עושות מלחמה, כזה במין שאלה, אלא בזמן שישראל מביטים כלפי מעלה ומשעבדים את ליבם לאביהם שבשמיים, היו מנצחים. And the same is written in Rashi here, וכי נחש ממיץ וכי נחש מחיה, אלא בזמן שישראל מביטים כלפי מעלה ומשעבדים את ליבם לאביהם שבשמיים, היו מצרפים.
משה עשה להם רייקי, אני חושבת.
לא, אבל אוקיי. And I wanted also to show you something also, again, with the Hebrew of the verses here. And it is connected to what Adina and Yossi said about looking upstairs, up. Rega, you wanted to say something.
I just see in the women's commentary, it
Yes.
talks about the Egyptian winged cobra, a snake with wings.
Yes, yes.
Its image engraved on a bronze bowl inscribed with the Hebrew name was found in the excavation of the royal palace of Nineveh, dating to the end of the 8th century BCE. And it was believed that looking at it would generate healing. Note too that winged snakes are found on many Judahite seals of the pre-exilic period.
Okay, so it's Nineveh. It's up in the north. It's around where there was the earthquake now, and Nineveh is Ashur in the north. Okay, very interesting about this snake and capability of remedy. And I wanted you to see, and the translation is very good here because I will tell you why. In Hebrew, we say that the commandment of God to Moses in 8 was make yourself saraf, okay, and put it on a pole, and then everyone that is beaten, וראה אותו וחי, וראה אותו, okay? The pole is the verb is ראה.
Yeah.
And in English it's see. And here in 9, Moshe, the wording is a little bit different. Saraf becomes nechash nechoshet, okay? It's the same, but the wording is, and ra'a is habit. And in English here, they also used another verb, looked. And about ra'a vehibit, there is something, look at Isaiah chapter 5, והיה כינור ונבל, תוף וחליל ויין משתיהם, ואת פועל אדוני לא יביטו ומעשה ידיו לא ראו. It's like להביט ולראות, when they are coming together, these verbs, it's to see God, to see God and to be with God. Okay? So here they say no, but they regard not the work of. I mean, here it's not exactly to see the translation, but just the combination of ra'a ve'ibit.
On a very minor footnote, why did they mistranslate nechoshet, which is not brass but copper?
I don't know. I looked it up in the dictionary and I found that brass is also copper.
Well, brass contains copper, but it's different.
It's please.
Is brass.
Yes.
But Google gives both of them as translations also.
Yes. Brass is נכון, yes, please. נכון.
I mean, if you were talking to a metallurgist today and you said nechoshet, he would assume you were talking copper, not brass.
Copper. I see. Now we have also in Hebrew, we would say a guiding word here, because we have nachash, nechoshet. It's the same, you see the same letters and only taf. And nachash and nashach, we have the when we were in kindergarten, we say nachash, nashach, nachash, and I mean it's a kind of wording, a guiding word. So, okay. Any other comments? Would you like to
actually,
say?
by the way, in the translation you're looking at, it says brass, and in the translation I'm looking at, it says copper. So
I also found out that it is here I translated it from Olam HaTanakh. It's copper, something that was found in Timna. I'm not sure that I took the right picture, but it's something like that. Okay. So let's continue.
Yeah, the Hertz says brass in the JPS translations and copper. In the two translations I'm looking at, One
Yeah.
says brass and one says copper.
Ah, okay, okay. They are not chemists like John. Okay, Ruth, would you like to, if you are having your breakfast, you don't have to be disturbed. I can ask.
No,
Jim.
that's okay. Thank you. That's very kind of you. I'm finished.
Okay, so 10 to 16.
10 through 16. I'll read it from mine. 8, 9. Let me just turn the page. The Israelites marched on, encamped at Obot. They set out from Obot and encamped at Iye Abarim in the wilderness bordering on Moab to the east. From there, they set out and encamped at the Wadi Zered. From there, they set out and encamped beyond the Arnon, that is, in the wilderness that extends from the territory of the Amorites. For the Arnon is the boundary of Moab between Moab and the Amorites. Therefore, the book of the wars of the Lord speaks of Waheb in Suphah and the Wadis, the Arnon with its tributary wadis, stretched along the settled country of Ar, hugging the territory of Moab. And from there to Be'er, which is the well where the Lord said to Moses, assemble the people that I may give them water.
Thank you. Okay, let's just look at the map to see all these places. Can you? I don't see the places, so can you tell me the first place in the first verse that you read?
Oh, sure. Let's see.
They went through Derech Hatarim.
And Obot, right. Obot.
What, you know what? I take another map. Just a moment. Okay. Ovot is here, about here. Okay. And then Ayei HaIvrim is about here. Okay. Of course, it's these are all assumptions. Okay, but around.
Moab, let's see, Ye'arim, and then Wadi Zered.
Okay, so let's go back to the other map. Just here. So Wadi Zered is this. Okay, this is Nachal Zered. It's until today. There is Nachal Zered. Okay, and then
beyond the Arnon.
Yes, this is the Arnon. I think that this is the Arnon. Maybe I put here. Yes, Moab and Wadi Zered is it.
Or עיר האובות, there is a place near חצבה, it's called עיר האובות.
אבל זה פה, זה עכשיו. אני הסתכלתי על זה.
כן, כן.
Not exactly
It's
there is a place.
place.
נכון. But it's not the place that is.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is Nachal Zered, this is Arnon, and this is Yabok in the north. We didn't get to it. And you see again what we talked about last time. They had to do. They were here. They went here. Is the Hor HaHar where Aaron died, and then they went down to this is Etzion Gaver or Elat. Okay, and went through behind Edom and through Moab until here. Now here it is Aemorit, Mamlechet Sichon. Okay. Now Amon. We didn't read it yet.
Heshbon.
Okay. Now about, look at 14. 14 is really unclear.
Mhm.
14, the book of the wars of the Lord. So maybe you can see what you have about it, because I found something. I will tell you. According to
Yes.
Olam HaTanakh, it is a book that is together with Joshua chapter 10 and a part of Shmuel Bet.
שמש בגבעון דום, זה מזכיר לי, זה אותה תרבות כנראה.
נכון.
Yeah,
של
it
שמש
says-
בגבעון דום.
Yes, and these are files that these are like books that describe the war, the first wars of the our first nation. I mean, in the beginning. Okay,
Yeah.
this is the book of war. What do you have in your books about this?
Yeah, the same thing. According to Ibn Ezra, this was a separate book, which, like the book of Yashar, was an anthology of early songs describing the saga of Israel's battles at the beginning of its national existence. So
Yes,
the same.
early poems or songs. Yes.
Mhm, mhm.
Okay. And also, I don't understand what well they are talking here about in 16. Gather the people together and I will give them water. Okay, but okay, but 16 talks about a well, right? About a well, and there is something very nice after that. I will read. Who didn't read? Jeannie, would you like to read 17 to 20?
Sure. Okay, and then sang Israel this song. Spring up, O well, sing ye unto it. The well which the princes digged, which the nobles of the people delved, with the scepter and with their staves, and from the wilderness to Mattanah. And from Mattanah to Nahaliel, and from Nahaliel the Bamot, and from Bamot to the valley that is in the field of Moab, by the way of Pisgah, which looks down on the desert.
Thank you. So what I find special in this section is that there is a song or a poem to the well, and it is not well known that there were people who the desert is their habitat, sing to their wells, because they sing it also because the well, you know, we know that it is a place of gathering, of knowing other people, of knowing new, you know, Yitzhak and Rivka, well, Eliezer and Rivka, Jacob and Rachel met near a well, right? It's a place, it's like a coffee of today. It's like a place of gathering. People come to the well because this is the place of water. Yeah. So they have songs about this. They have folk songs. So see, in 18 is the proper poetic language. בואי רבקה תקראי את, הנה. את רואה בסגנון שירי כזה. את 18. רגע, את במיוט. את במיוט. רבקה.
כן, באר חפרו השרים, קראוה נדיבי עם, במחוקק במשענותם וממדבר מתנה.
Okay, so מתנה here is not a gift,
a place. מתנה is a place, נכון?
כן.
כן.
באר חפרו השרים, קראוה, it's a poetic language.
נכון. וממתנה נחליאל ומנחליאל במות. The names נחליאל and two times. It's also something with water that you said. Nahal, Nachliel.
Ah,
It's also
fun.
connected water, יפה כל
And
כך.
of course, we have the beautiful bird, Nachlieli,
Yeah,
that symbols the autumn.
of water.
נכון.
איפה זה? הלך.
הנה, הנה. Oh.
הנה, ומבמות הגיא אשר בשדה מואב, ראש הפסגה ונשקפה על פני הישימון. זה יופי. וישלח ישראל מלאכים אל סיחון מלך...
רגע.
הפס, בסדר.
רק שנייה, לא, בסדר. Okay, so this is the song about for the... And let's move on, unless you have any comments.
אני יכולה, please, משהו להוסיף?
כן, כמובן.
The language of this song remind me in the war with Joshua who said שמש בגבעון דום ירח איילון.
בעמק איילון.
עמק איילון. It's the same style, סגנון, style of language. I think it comes from the same origin. Old poesy from old culture, it's the same.
The same
זה
rhythm.
אותו סגנון, זה משהו עתיק מאותו מקור כנראה.
Okay, Gershom, can you continue? It's 21 until 26.
Sorry, until what? 23?
21 to 26.
26, okay. Israel now sent messengers to Sihon, king of the Amorites, saying, "Let me pass through your country. We will not turn off into fields or vineyards, and we will not drink water from wells. We will follow the king's highway until we have crossed your territory." But Sihon would not let Israel pass through his territory. Sihon gathered all his people and went out against Israel in the wilderness. He came to Jahaz and engaged Israel in battle. But Israel put them to the sword and took possession of their land, from the Arnon to the Jabbok, as far as Az of the Ammonites, for Az marked the boundary of the Ammonites. Israel took all these towns, and Israel settled in all the towns of the Amorites, in Heshbon and all its dependencies. Now, Heshbon was the city of Sihon, king of the Amorites, who had fought against the former king of Moab and taken all his land from him as far as the Arnon.
Thank you.
So let me just say, for all those who say that the Bible is a very nice work of fiction, any good novelist would come up with more variation in the story. This one sounds very much like what we've read before.
It seems to be a formula, like, because we had this in the previous chapter with the king of Edom.
Yeah.
You know, just let us go through. We won't go to the right or the left. We won't drink your water. We're going to stay on the king's highway. It's exactly the same.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
like maybe it's some kind of a diplomatic formula or something.
I think that they just, I think that it shows what the other nations think about Israel. I mean, they are afraid that they don't want them even to come into their land. And here, well, Edom didn't fight Israel. Here, it has Sichon fought Israel. הנה, ויצא לקראת ישראל המדברה, וילחם בישראל. In 23. He was but 24 Israel won, and not only won but conquered all his land from Arnon ad Yabok. Remember, we saw this from Arnon ad Yabok. It's here. From this is Zered. From Arnon, which is in the north of Moab. This here. Ad Yabok here. So this is Mamlechet without Ammon here, because Ammon, it says also that the border of Ammon was very strong.
Right.
הנה, כי אז גבול בני עמון. מה?
זמנים, המיקום ולוח הזמנים, the places is not according, because the first mentioned Edom, and after Sichon, and the Moab is between Moab and Sichon, no?
No, it's correct. Edom is down, is here, this is Edom.
Yes. And now then, they are talking about Sichon, but they don't talk about Moab.
Okay, so this is something.
How come later?
Okay, this is something that also I wanted to think about. Moab is before Sichon, right? Before Amorit.
Yeah, in the.
Okay.
But
then look at, but Rega, Yossi, look at 26, okay? Sichon fought, fought the king, the first king of Moab, and took his land. Okay, according to 26, I understand that there is no Moab anymore. Moab is conquered by Sichon, correct?
Yeah.
But what will happen in the next chapter? It's Parashat Balak. Balak is the king of Moab that was afraid of the Israelites and asked Bilam to curse the Israelites and all that. So what I understand here is that Moab was not conquered all of it by Sichon, but part of it remained Moab. Okay, now they walked around Moab. They continue to walk behind the country, if you can say this. Understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, what you say that Moab was not existed in that time.
Well,
was conquered by Sichon.
According to 26, Moab was conquered by Sichon, but according to what we know, next chapter, there will be a big drama about Moab is afraid of Israel and
afraid for God of
Balak, the king of Moab, asked Bilam to curse and all that. Shalom Emmanuel, ושלום אורית גם. So what I'm saying is that not all Moab was conquered by Sichon, but some part remained with Balak Melech Moab, okay? And this, if we go back to the they went around Moab and here, and you can see, I'm sorry, it's very small. I didn't find a better, you can see the red points are their way or their trail, okay? They went behind, and this is all Sichon here, okay? Ammon, we said they didn't go into. Okay, so I go back because I really like to. We have 6 more minutes.
Excuse me, Ora.
We have another poetry. Emmanuel, רצית לומר משהו?
I don't remember. You told us that today will be a lesson?
Yes.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. I sent, usually I send on Sundays evening a reminder for if there is a lesson in the same week. So maybe you. No, I can send you the recording. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so 27, Gershom. I think you didn't. You read just now, right?
Correct.
Yes.
May I read?
So, אתה רוצה לקרוא, Emmanuel?
Yes.
Wherefore, okay, so 27 to 32. בבקשה.
Wherefore they that speak in parables say, come ye to Heshbon, let the city of Sichon be built and established. For fire is gone of Heshbon, a flame from the city of Sichon. It has divorced Ar of Moab, the lords of the high places of Arnon. Who the Moab, do Art and Dan, O people of
Chemosh.
Chemosh. He has
Chemosh.
given his sons as fugitives and his daughters into captivity unto Sichon, king of the Amorys. We have
Please go on.
We have shot at them. Heshbon is perished even unto Divon, and we have led wars even unto Nophah, which reached unto Medva. Thus Israel dwelt in the land of the Amorites.
Okay.
And Moses sent to spy out Jazer, and they took the towns, therefore, and drove out the Amorites that were there.
Thank you. So, first of all, it was a hard paragraph. Thank you, Emmanuel, because also in Hebrew it's very hard, because it's a poem language, poetry language. Now, in 29, see, the people of Chemosh. Chemosh is the god of Amori. So it's like we say to us, we are called Am Adonai, the people of God, Adonai. So the people of Chemosh, okay? And
I think it's Chemosh is the god of Moab.
The god of Moab. Maybe I was wrong with the god of Moab. I don't remember. You may be right.
Chemosh.
בסדר.
Chemosh melech Moab.
I'm not sure if it's Moab or Emori, but one of them.
Chemosh melech Moab. Chemosh melech Moab. כן, זה משפט.
Chemosh, it's not the king of Moab, it's the god of Moab. Okay?
God.
Now, but look at 31. After all we read, 31 summarize what we read. Thus Israel dwelt in the land of Amorites. Okay? The Amorites was perished. And even in 32, they captured some other cities of the Amorites. Okay, so now Israel is in the Amorites. And let's only to finish our chapter. John, back to you. So it's 33 until 35.
Sec. 33 to 35.
Yeah, until the end. Yes.
Okay. They marched on and went up the road to Bashan, and King Og of Bashan, with all his people, came out to Edrei to engage them in battle. But the Lord said to Moses, "Do not fear him, for I give him and all his people and his land into your hand. You shall do to him as you did to Sihon, king of the Amorites, who dwelt in Heshbon." They defeated him and his sons and all his people, and until no remnant was left him, and they took possession of his country. The Israelites then marched on and encamped in the steppes of Moab, across the Jordan from Jericho.
This is the. I don't have it.
Oh, sorry.
The first verse of the next
Sorry,
chapter.
Okay. Okay.
22:1.
Okay.
So I have a little foretaste.
Yeah. So
It's the end of Chukat.
Yeah, I went up to the start of Balak, which is one more.
Okay. Yeah. So just let's see where's Bashan. I mean, you know where it is. Here, you see. So they went up. They were here, and they conquered all Sichon, and they went to Mamlechet Og Melech HaBashan. here. Bashan is the north. גלעד ובשן וגלעד, כל ה...
He was a long man.
Og.
He was a long
a tall
man.
man. Yes.
Like, that's why he said.
So Moses, 120 years old, is a general, military general. Look what he conquered all these places.
שיסגרו את המיוט מישהו.
Okay, no, anyway, our times is up. So I'm happy that we finished the chapter. So תודה רבה. I hope
זהו, סיימנו.
תודה רבה לך.
It was quick today.
Ora, when will be the next lesson?
Okay, next lesson is in 2 weeks from now.
Okay. Okay,
Mhm.
great, thank you.
I just
Bye,
wanted
hello.
Thank you.
that
Good night.
Elisheva is going to be doing most of the Torah reading this Shabbat,
יפה.
and also Musaf.
And also Musaf.
With the Rosh Chodesh benching, Mavachim Kodesh, and
And don't forget Tova's performances starting tonight.
Yes,
our
I'm
opening
going
night is tonight. Yes, I'm waiting to hear how it went.
I'll see you on Saturday.
and I'm going, we're going
next
to
Thursday.
the next Saturday. I mean, not this Saturday. Okay, לילה טוב, שבת שלום.
I was this morning in the synagogue.
Yes?
תודה.
Yes,
Hi.
there was a bar mitzvah. Also will be at Shabbat.
Yeah.
נחמד.
Yeah,
Okay.
Bye.
but Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.